to part 2 of the By the Lakeside podcast with Sticks Twine. If you're looking for part 1, you can find that on Eric's channel on YouTube, which is
Sticks Twine.
And this will be a continuation of our episode that we filmed together, much like the first one that we did sometime earlier in the year.
Yeah, we've lost track.
We've lost track. We've been meaning to do this for quite some time, so this is part 2. You can find me elsewhere on Instagram as Sandy by the Lakeside. I have a Ravelry account, which is Sandy Ran, and I have a website, which is bythelakeside.com. Where can we find you?
I can be found on Instagram as e.p.lutz or z, depending where you're from. And I can be found on Ravelry as eplutz or z. And talk about something we gave each other. We had presents.
Yes, we did. We exchanged Christmas gifts today.
We did. We're not going to show you everything.
No. But it's so easy to shop for Eric. Because I just have to feel like I'm shopping for myself.
Pretty much. Outside of makeup, you're pretty much on the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you're the same.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm getting a little warm now.
Are you? Just undo a little bit.
Let's change the look.
Change it up. Change it up.
So.
You first.
I got a beautiful new cookbook that I've never flipped through, so super fun.
I took a risk on this one.
And it was a good one because it's How to Italy, a guide to buying, cooking, and eating Italian food. I love it.
It's really good.
It's really good. It's actually one I might leave on the coffee table for a while.
Because it's coffee table sized.
Yes. And it actually is something I think I would like to read through too. It's not just a recipe book.
But it does have a ton of recipes.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful. It's beautiful pictures. It's a little bit hard. It's a big book.
It's a big one to show, yeah. But it's from the company Italy, which is sort of an Italian restaurant / market / experience thing. There's quite a few in the US. I've been to a couple in Europe, I think, as well. So if you've never been, but you have one near you, you should try it out. It's fun. We have one opening, actually, I think it's next year.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, at Bay and Bloor
fun.
Manulife Center.
Nice.
Be exciting.
Yes. So I'm very excited to spend time with this weekend.
It's a good book. You'll like it. And, funnily enough, I got a cookbook too, which is Chinese soul food. And it's a friendly guide for homemade dumplings, stir-fry soups, and more. And Sandy and I are both big fans of Lucinda Scala-Quinn. If you've not watched her Mad Hungry Instagram feed, you should. And if you do watch it, you will recognize this book because she cooks from it quite a bit.
Yes.
And I have been wanting to... I picked it up a couple of times at the store and kind of put it back down. I'm like, no, eventually I'll get it. And then Sandy got it for me. And there's recipes in here that I'd like to make, but have never really tried to make. And the book keeps opening to this recipe, stir-fried fresh rice noodles.
It's meant to be.
Which is meant to be. It's something I have to make, and it's something
delicious.
I would totally make that. But it's how to make dumplings, how to make pot stickers, everything from the doughs to the fillings to everything inside, and accompaniments for it. Beef with asparagus. I would totally eat that. Look at that. Mm-hmm. So it's lots of good photography, lots of good pictures, but it also feels like it's accessible. Ooh, I love hot and sour soup. Yeah, I'll be cooking from that, I think, quite a bit this winter. So, Chinese soul food.
Italy.
From, well, at least you're Italian.
Half.
Half
Italian, half French.
Exactly. So, we did that.
Do
you want to talk a little bit about our 2019 plan?
We could do that.
Do you want to start there?
Yes.
Because you have something to the right of you that would be a good start to that.
This one?
Yeah.
And then you have yours too, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
See, we have zero real organization to today, but it's flowing well.
It is.
Right? Okay, why don't you go first?
Okay. So, in preparation for 2019, I already spoke about what planners I'm using, and I've got my inserts for that. But I just got my new rifle paper calendar, and it's going to replace the one I have on my wall here, and it's pretty similar. It's the floral one. It's really pretty.
Oh,
so every
that's-
page. Yeah.
Sorry.
I have bags in that one.
There's a bag that Cindy made that's in that fabric.
That's pretty.
That's really nice.
So they're all beautiful florals.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So do you use that one for...
I
What do you use that
don't
one
fill
for?
it up a ton, but I keep it in here for any big deadlines. So when I have
Right.
a shop update, any deadlines for shipping, and just any big appointments for the family.
Do you do it for like primarily work, or do you sort of mix it up?
It's primarily work.
Right.
And I don't really keep a calendar anywhere else in the house. Some people keep them in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I might put like dentist appointments or a couple, anything
Stuff that you're
that's
gonna have to
big,
pay attention to. Sure.
but it's mostly work. And I
Interesting.
actually don't even use it that much for writing, but I'm constantly checking.
Right. So it's a
just
good
my visual.
reference.
Yeah. Of like how many weeks do I have before my next update, and how,
Right.
so if I'm timing my cutting, my sewing, all that kind of stuff, or when
Right.
I need to order supplies, it's pretty much going to be here.
I love it. And it's huge. Like,
It is big and it's pretty, and I actually like.
it's
I have
like
a
wall
wall
art.
where
yeah, I like it.
me too. So what do you have?
I have something that's a lot smaller.
Yes.
It's a little more portable. And I just ordered this the other day. It's the Productivity Planner from Intelligent Change. I found it on an Instagram ad, on a stories ad, when I'd had a bit of Christmas cheer this past week. And ordered it and promptly forgot that I'd ordered it until it showed up. I was like, oh, look at that, I have a planner. It's got an entire introduction on how to use the planner. They recommend using the Pomodoro technique, which is basically working in 25-minute chunks where you then take a 5-minute break and then do another 25-minute chunk, but you work focused and solidly on sort of a single task in that 25 minutes. And it's really, for me, I think the hardest thing is to focus, working from home a lot and just sort of going, I could wash the dishes now, or I could start a little laundry, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
It sort of interrupts your day pretty dramatically, and you and I have both sort of found this. So
Yeah.
I thought this would be fun to start with. It starts with the weekly planning spread, which is, this is meant to last 6 months, I should mention. It's not a full year.
Oh.
It's 6 months. You start with the 5 most important tasks of the week. If these were the only tasks you completed during the week, you'd be satisfied. So that's about, truly prioritizing tasks of secondary importance and then additional tasks. And then your commitment, what one action will you take to make this week more productive? Which I thought, oh, that's cool.
This interests me.
I really thought this might interest you, and I
Yeah.
thought some of our viewers might be interested too. And then every day you do most important task of the day. So you start sort of at the top. That's blowing it. There we go. Most important task of the day. And then you can track your 25, how many sort of bubbles of time do you want to target to address it, and then how many you actually did. So if you said, I want to work for 4 hours today, that's, a grand total of 8 bubbles, although they only give you space for 5. So I guess you're kind of like everything in balance. And then your secondary tasks, additional tasks. So it sort of mirrors your weekly spread. Then any notes, and then you give yourself a score on your productivity at the end of the day,
Oh.
which I kind of like. And then at the end of the week, there's a space for weekly notes, weekly wins, what tasks were not completed, what did you learn, and what are you going to do next week. So I like it because it's not super involved. It's not like, oh, I have to fill out, like bullet journaling I found was really too involved for me.
Yeah.
It took too much time.
Me too.
And it's not meant to be. It's supposed to be like fast and quick, but everyone wants to make it so pretty and
Yeah.
like, that's fine. That's art journaling. That's cool, but that's not what this is. So
Yeah. My
I need-
bullet journal has just turned into a book of lists. Like it's just a catch-all, which is
Yeah.
good for me.
And I really wanted this to be sort of the focus here, get this done so that you're, not striving for perfection, but progress.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like this one's going to be really good for me for that. And it feels really nice. It's
Yeah,
almost
it
like a
does.
rubbery embossed. It's not leather by any means.
No.
It's not that expensive.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like what they call Saffiano leather that has those
yeah.
lines in it, like when you get a bag or a wallet. It's
Yeah.
like a
No,
little
you're absolutely
rugged.
right. I don't know if the texture will show. Probably not. Anyway. It was not that expensive.
Do you know if it was from Canada that you ordered?
I don't know, but it came through Canada Post. So it is, I can't tell. It's got a US copyright in it, so probably not. But it was like $40 maybe. It was not that expensive. Like a Moleskine notebook of this size, a blank one costs almost that now. So that's pretty cool. So that's going to be my way to start out next year.
I love it.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about, do you want to talk about our next year's plans?
Yes.
Because we've got some talking to do there too.
We do. We have something fun.
Let's start with January.
Yes.
So, you've been hinting around it a little bit in your Vlogmas.
Yes. I have mentioned that I'm going.
Right. And I'm going as well.
Yeah.
But we haven't talked about what's going to happen when we're there.
Right.
Although mine kind of a little bit out of the bag, but I haven't talked about it yet.
Yes. So we both have something fun happening.
We do.
At Vogue Knitting Live.
We do. And we're both really excited to finally sort of share. Timing just worked out. We weren't waiting specifically for this day.
No, we weren't.
But timing just worked out. It's like, oh, it's perfect. We can both talk about it now.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about yours first?
You go first this time.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So, right around Rhinebeck, if you were watching Christy Glass's show, you would have seen Kelsey from Primrose Yarn had announced that a number of folks have done some designs for Primrose for Vogue Knitting Live. I somehow came up with a design that is going to be premiering at Vogue. And I have 2 samples that are made up. I have done one, and our lovely friend Ramona has done the second one for us.
Hi, Ramona.
Hi, Ramona. The first one, first let me say the title of it, it's a cowl. It's called the Full Circle Cowl. And it is relatively large as a cowl go. It is a Mobius cowl. It is a true Mobius in that it is knit in one piece. There's no seaming. There's no knit flat and seamed at the end with a twist. There is one edge, and you will see it's an I-cord edging, and it literally goes, if you put a marker on one end and do this, you would end up in the same spot. And there is one side, so it is a true mathematical Mobius that is knit in sequence knitting. So it has texture. And I'll show the second sample.
I can hold one.
If you can hold that one, that would be great. So this one has actually 11 yarns if I'm counting the edging in it. And the one that Sandy is holding has 2. Everything is marled. So there is a marled texture in both. The one that you're holding is knit in a different needle size, so it's got a little bit more drape, but it's also in an MCN. And I believe it is her, I wrote it down. We'll put it up there what it's in.
Yeah.
But it's in 2 colors, so it takes 2 skeins. This one is 10 mini skeins. So again, any Advent projects you might have that you've got leftovers in, be perfect use for this. The pattern will be coming out at Vogue Knitting Live. Details to follow, but it will be part of Primrose's booth. If you are coming to Vogue Knitting Live, you'll see it there. These samples will be there.
So excited.
It's very exciting. So
it's beautiful, and this one is extra squishy. They're
It's-
both really soft.
yeah, this is the Adelaide singles. I know that much.
Yeah, and
for
then
sure.
this one is
That one's in
really-
one of her MCN bases, so it's cashmere and halo-y and squishy, and yeah, it's really nice.
It smells nice too.
It hasn't been blocked yet.
I like the smell of the wool.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it is woolly,
Yeah.
but
It's
not in a bad way.
beautiful. No.
But in a good way.
No.
Yeah. And they're quite long. So, we've put them on before, and they can actually double pretty easily. Although this is on top of another one,
Yeah.
but
I'm gonna take mine off so you can wear it.
yeah, you can wear it. It's
Single?
quite long or doubled up. And they never fall off because there's a loop, obviously.
Yeah, it's the perfect size too.
I mean, I have a hard time taking that one home, haven't I?
Maybe.
Am and
Well,
I.
I like them
Am and
both. I don't know.
I know. I like the
both.
pop of the neon.
I love the pop, and I love the way the colors go towards the center like that.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
I just love
I had a great time picking out colors. I'm not gonna lie. That was a
colors in them,
blast.
too. They're beautiful. So that's super exciting.
That's super
so You'll
exciting.
be around that booth and
I will be around at that booth.
all the excitement there.
Yeah, so you'll be, I think further details will be more coming out in the next couple of weeks after the holidays, but you heard it here first. You've seen it here now. Kept it pretty under wraps because it was just something to keep under wraps, I guess.
Yeah.
It was kind of a weird segue, but there you go.
Under wraps, yes.
Yes. So that's me.
Yes.
What are your plans?
I have something exciting planned for Vogue Knitting Live also. I've been hinting towards a project in January a little bit here and there. And I'm finally going to let everyone know that I will be making bags exclusively for the Nice and Knit booth. So I will be there. I will be in their booth. I don't have the booth number, I can't remember, but lots of details will be coming out with that.
That's very exciting.
That's it, yeah. And you should follow Nice and Knit on Instagram. They have beautiful yarns, and they will probably be releasing some photos in the next couple of weeks. So
Right.
stay tuned for more details on that. But we're
That's
super
exciting.
excited.
I know, I can't wait. This will be our first time traveling together, not just arriving
Yes.
at the same place.
Yeah.
Because we're actually going to be traveling to Vogue together.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited.
Me
Be
too.
fun.
Me too. And I'm excited that we're bringing our partners.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. We're going
Although-
to try and...
Sebastian's like, he doesn't actually ever go to Vogue. He just goes to New York and then just does his own thing until I'm done. So
Yeah. I think I've
Yeah.
convinced Glenn, or I'm convincing myself that I've convinced Glenn to come at least Saturday.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So he can, because he's never really seen all the crazy that is at these yarn
Yeah.
festivities.
Oh gosh.
So I think he's kind of curious, but he can probably only handle the one
Yeah.
day.
Well, Sebastian has seen it at Rhinebeck for a couple of years, and
Yeah.
he can kind of see how insane it can get. But he came with me last time to Vogue, not last year, the year before, and he was even like, even just being around the hotel was insane. Never mind being at the actual event. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's
That'd be
all I
fun.
can think about right now, which is also why I'm so excited to get my adventurous wrap done, because it's in
Yes.
Nice and Knit, which was totally not planned. It was a
Yeah.
project that I pulled out of my whip basket when I realized I would be working with them. So
Which is kind of nice.
yeah, I'd like to finish it
Yeah.
in time for the show. And the sweater that I'm hoping to do is also Nice and Knit yarn. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
I say don't put that much pressure on
I
yourself.
probably won't. I'm going to start it, but
You know what? Cast it on. You're all good. I'm going to cast
Yeah.
on a new sweater. As soon as I get these two done, I'm casting on my Albion sweater.
yeah.
But that actually is probably a good segue into future knitting.
Yeah,
Do you want to do future knitting?
sure.
Let's do future knitting.
Okay.
Future knit plans. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, mine's in that bag over there. I'm gonna
Okay.
grab it.
Why don't I talk about, while you do that, why don't I talk about what I'm planning?
Okay.
So, because I didn't talk about this before, but I'm following Sandy, like, I should be talking to the camera. So our wonderful friend Ramona last year had this sort of secret sort of mission to finish a certain number of projects in different categories. And it made me start to think about getting more focused on my knitting and focusing on certain specific categories and the kinds of projects and planning it out, checking my stash. So I started this project before Rhinebeck, sort of organizing it. So trying to remember if my categories are correct, but like mitts, hats, cowls, scarves and wraps, sweaters, and socks. Yes, I think that was them. And I have 7 projects in each of the 6 categories that I want to finish, which sounds like a heck of a lot, 42 projects.
Sounds like a lot to me.
From Rhinebeck to Rhinebeck. But because I started like the 2 sweaters that I just showed as part of that, those are 2 done. So I've got that. I've got, I'm looking down because I'm looking at my whips. But like out of socks, I'll have had like 2 or 3 of those done before the end of the year. So it's like, it moves quickly. All the projects are not like huge, massive projects. But what I did was I took everything out of my Q1 Ravelry that wasn't part of that project list. So the only things in the queue are the ones that I know I want to work on. I have about 90% of the patterns already. I have yarn assigned already to most of them. So it's, it's pretty organized because as opposed to just buying, I've been talking about project-specific purchasing for a long time. And now that I no longer really need yarn, I find it a lot easier to just go, okay, here's the next project. It's already wound up, ready to go.
Yeah.
So there's that. Although now I'm changing one of the projects because there's a project that you and I are going to do together. Because now I really want to do it. So, but that's okay. I have flexibility. I'm not adding another project. I'm going to exchange one project in the list for another project.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's going to be my 2019, up to Rhinebeck 2019 plans for knitting. And I won't be at Rhinebeck next year, so I won't be tempted to buy more yarn.
You have a lot.
I have
you
a lot.
Can use though.
I have a lot. I have a lot, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
But it's nice to have. I actually think it's nice to have a certain amount in your stash so that you can be flexible. You don't have to run out and buy something every time you need.
Exactly. I find like, except for sweaters, like sweaters you kind of, because you need a chunk of it in one go and you want the same dye lot. The rest of it, like this was all pulled together from just stuff I had in stash. And I have some other projects that are kind of larger projects that I can pull from stash as well and just sort of mix a bunch of colors together. So that's me. That's sort of my future plans.
Yeah.
If you're interested in seeing what those projects are, they're all in my queue on Ravelry. And I think I've even put in the yarns for each one. Like I'm trying to be hyper organized this year.
Oh, that's kind of fun though. I like that.
Yeah, I like it. How about you?
Mine's a little different.
Yes.
I am not doing that at all. That is a lot of projects for me.
Yeah.
And I'm even thinking I'm not going to be doing the Make 9 because I usually do that at the end of the year and I put the little pictures in on Instagram for the collage. And I'm not doing that because a lot of what I chose last year didn't fall, like it didn't happen.
Me neither.
And I actually didn't want to do them at a certain point, like my taste just changed. And so I'm thinking for 2019 that it's going to be my year of finding the whips that I love and just finishing them. So I don't have a number. I'm loosely thinking that maybe it would be one per month.
That's a good number.
You know, for, I think I have a lot of shawls. And I love them. But I get distracted by the next one and the next one. So I do have a couple of shawls that I know I want to finish. And I have tons of socks that I want to finish. And I think that will make me happy.
You know, I think you're right. I think cleaning out sort of the existing stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't include in my 42 projects any of the existing whips that I want to get rid of. But if I find myself ahead of schedule or doing more or less, then I might just finish some of those off too. Like I've got my starting point wrap. Same thing. I really want to wear it. I want to finish it. I don't have that much left to do on it. I just got distracted and cast on other stuff.
Yeah, I have that started too. Which yeah. I have a lot that I've started. I think the last couple of years, the excitement has gotten me a little bit ahead of myself, and I'm not the fastest knitter, but I'm really enjoying picking one or two projects now and just working on that. I feel good about it. So that's really going to be my plan, and I think I'm always going to kind of hope to have a sweater on the needles, a shawl, and another small project. So whether it's a sock or if I want to do a hat.
Right. Or a cowl.
Or a cowl.
You can do cowls.
Because there's a cowl that we both want to do in the new year.
Are you going to show yours? Your yarn for it?
I don't have it yet.
Oh, that's right. You ordered it.
I don't have it yet. My sweet friend, she picked it up at a wonderful yarn shop that's local to her, and it is in the plucky primo fingering, which is the
what that is, right?
Which is this. And I loved knitting with this so much. And I saw the 3-color cashmere cowl in some photos, or maybe and then I looked it up on Ravelry, and I just thought that is wearable, and I think I would get a lot of use out of it. Yeah. And so I found 3 colors that I love.
And so, of course, the one acquisition I'm going to go for at Vogue is going to be Primo Plucky to do the same. And I've already done one. But I did mine. This was back when I was still a baby dinner, and I didn't know that like fingering was different than sport/DK. Like I didn't know about these things. So I did mine out of quince, which I still love. I love it. It's very woolly. But now I kind of want something that's a little more luxe.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to that. That's something...
that'll be fun.
Yeah, that we'll probably cast on after Vogue.
Yes, because I'll need mine. I'll need to actually get it.
And I won't be ready to cast on until then anyways. I have a lot to do.
And it's coming up. Vogue is like a
Yeah.
month and it's like what, 6 weeks, 5 weeks away?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
A lot of sewing to do.
Yeah. But we talking about Vogue though, we're not taking classes
No.
this year. We were thinking about it, and then it was like, I didn't see anything that inspired me to go, I have to learn that particular skill or whatever. Like I think this year we're just doing Marketplace.
I
which
think
would be
so.
fun.
I mean, I think I could have, there were a couple that kind of interested me because I haven't really taken many classes at all.
Right.
And there were some there are some instructors there that I thought would be really fun.
Yeah.
But I think because it was my first time going to Vogue,
Yeah.
and Glenn was there, and we were all kind of going as a group, and then we were involved in a booth. I just thought, I don't want to be distracted.
Yeah, and you know what? It
and
takes a
limit
lot of
my
commitment.
time.
It does. It's the one mistake I made the first year. I went and did too many classes.
Yeah.
And didn't have enough socializing time, or as much as I would have liked.
Yeah, and I really want to
Yeah.
walk around and check everything out.
And it takes time. Like, there's so many people, especially on the Saturday. It takes time to get through, and you don't want to get like have to rush and go, oh, I got to get this now.
Yeah.
Although my one advice is, if you see something that you like, you buy
Get
it then
it.
and there. You don't assume it's going to be back. It's like doing a Costco run.
Yeah.
If you like it and it's there, you buy it because you'll never know if it'll be back.
Well, don't compare it to Costco, because if I go to Costco thinking I need two things, I come out with a patio set and
It's
a
accurate.
new lawnmower.
It's accurate. It's like, but it's good. It's like, okay, so maybe it's not Costco. Maybe it's more
No,
like a
I
Target run.
think it's going to be, because
Yeah.
I'll have a budget
Yeah.
and it'll get blown out the window.
I this year think I'm gonna just take cash, and I'll take more cash than I think I actually need. But I think I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm not using credit card for anything. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna pay cash.
I did that the first time I went to Rhinebeck, and
Mm-hmm.
I think most of my roommates did. We even talked beforehand, like, what's
Right.
our budget? Because we were all fresh
Mm-hmm.
and new to Rhinebeck, and we took our budget, we took
Yeah.
it all in cash, and we did pretty good. Like, you can
Yeah.
really shop smart when you do that,
Yeah, totally.
right? Because
yeah.
you're not leaving yourself up to too much impulse buying, because you're
Yeah.
like,
My
I
problem
gotta
this
make my
year-
dollars count.
My problem this year was I had too much cash in my wallet.
Yeah.
So it was like, woo, let's just, needles for everyone. It was pretty bad, but it was fun.
Yes. So that's our exciting January.
It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm going to be away in Florida for the first almost half of January, come back for like 10 days, and then like, bam, we're in New York.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. You're going to be working your buns off.
Gonna be
though,
busy
getting stuff
preparing.
ready.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Wow.
that's all I'm pretty much working on from now until then.
But it's still a lot.
It is. But I didn't think I was going to have another shop update because of all this, but I might be having a little shop update this weekend. Maybe Sunday.
What, pray tell, might you be putting in the shop?
Well, I'm finally happy to say that some of my leather is coming back.
Woohoo!
And I've got my pouches again in the black and the brown, which I call them a clutch, because you can really use them for anything, but I also think if you're going out to dinner and you don't want to bring a ton of stuff or a big purse, there you go.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Matches my outfit.
So I've got more of these. I've got the denim on the front,
It's really nice.
scissors embossed on the back, and I have something new to join these.
Do you want to show the inside?
Sure. It's a little different. When I released these the first time, I had quilter's cotton on the inside, but now I'm using a much more sturdy lining in case you really want to pile in pencils and pens, and
There's no needle going through this.
there's no needle. Nothing will go through this lining. It's pretty sturdy.
I really like the leather. Like I said, it feels like that amazing broken in restoration hardware. Like, it's super
Yeah.
high quality.
Yeah, and what I
love it.
love about this brown one is there's a lot of character to
Yeah.
it.
I love it.
So if you don't like things with markings on it, this one might not be.
The black one doesn't have doesn't have so much in the markings though.
No.
So maybe choose the black.
Yeah, and this one I think they're gonna age really nicely too.
Yeah.
They're gonna get softer with time, and
Yeah.
to go along with those, I've been trying to get these pouches done for quite a while. So I have 2 sizes of these notions or stationery pouches. I think they're really cute with the handles.
Shall I hold these for you?
Sure. So those will also be in brown and black. So the small one I thought would be perfect for just a few little knitting notions, like your measuring tape, crochet hook, lip balm, hand balm, something like that, a pen.
Yeah.
Or it could be a really small pencil pouch to go with your planner, because I always have a little stationery stash with me.
Yep.
It has my label on the inside, and also the scissors are on there too. And then the larger one, because let's just face it, sometimes a small one is just, some people like to carry a lot more stuff. So we have a bigger one, and I think you can just fit a lot of stuff here. It can actually be a toiletry bag too.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like a travel pouch, if you have other things that you want to tote
I just
along
want
with
to,
you.
I'm going to hold the skein of yarn up for count.
Yeah.
So that's how big it is. Like, it's almost as long as a skein of yarn.
Yeah.
It's hard to see, like, size frames on these,
Yes. So I was actually thinking for now, all of these needles that I don't have a case for just yet, they fit in here perfectly.
Yeah.
And I think I'll put like a needle gauge in here with it. And
Yeah.
a couple of other supplies like that I don't need with me all the time. But yeah, I think the handle is my favorite part.
I love the handle.
I love
You know
the
what I
handle.
actually just realized? That this going into like a town bag or a porter bin or something,
Yeah, and
it's
you
not
can-
going vertically makes way better use of all that space.
Yeah, and it less likely to get crushed. Not that it really matters, but I just love that you can drop it in a bigger bag and grab it by the handle.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I'm
It's very
obsessed
pretty.
with them right now. I'm dreaming about
can see
all the
why.
leather colors that I could do in these.
But for now, you're
For
gonna
now,
have
this is
brown
it.
and
Yes.
black.
For now, this is it. I kept it classic.
I love
And
it.
I'm hoping to have them in the shop Sunday night. I'm not sure if this might be after that, but
So this will be like Instagram, the best place to find out about that?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah. I
So-
will announce it there.
that's great. I love them.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thanks.
These are good. I know you've been looking for these to get into the shop for quite a while.
Quite a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
So
I have
yeah.
mohair in my nose now.
Oh,
You know how that goes.
yes.
The mohair nose.
So that's it for shop news.
I think that's all I have.
I think that's all I have too.
That was a pretty big update, though, of all
Yeah.
kinds of things. Do we want to sign off?
I think we should.
I think we should sign off. So, I'm Eric.
I'm Sandy.
I'm Sticks plus Twine.
I'm by the lakeside.
We're so formal.
I'm by the lakeside east.
And I'm by the lakeside west.
Kind of, yeah.
Because kind of, if you look from the lake from your house, you could probably see
If it was clear enough. I
clear
think.
enough. We could sort of like do like smoke
Yeah.
signals or something
Yes.
from one side to the other.
We
Yeah.
could. Toronto is
crazy.
like the middle.
Right, and we're
Right.
kind of on opposite sides of the curve of the lake.
Yes.
I totally have mohair on my nose now. I don't know how that happened.
So this is probably it for our podcasting before the holidays.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get a chance to do another one. Like, it's going to
Yeah.
be kind of busy.
I'm doing Vlogmas, but I won't be doing another formal podcast. So this was our chance to update everyone on what we're working on and what we're doing.
Lots of knitting.
Yes,
Yeah.
lots.
I'm probably not going to do a podcast till January, but because I'm going to be traveling as well, I'll be on there. But definitely Instagram. I have way more stuff on Instagram. Like, that's where pretty much it all happens. So
I love Instagram.
I just need to do more in the way of stories. I don't do a lot of stories. Because I feel like, does anyone really want to hear what I'm like having for dinner?
I hope so, because I do that all the time.
Yes. No, but I mean, for me, like, I'm only one person. I don't have a family to
Yeah.
cook for and stuff. So, although,
I'd be
with this new
interested.
book, maybe I'll do some more of this. But again, check out Lucinda Scala-Quinn, Mad Hungry.
Yes, Mad
'Cause
Hungry on Instagram.
How she does everything with one hand. Because she's filming with one hand when she's cooking and chopping with the other. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not that coordinated.
And she has her own cookbooks too, which I love. Mad
Yeah.
Hungry.
Yeah.
Mad Hungry is the first one. I can't remember cooking for men and boys.
Yeah.
That was the first one. But
And then didn't she do another
I have
for families?
I have 3 of her books. I just
Yeah.
can't remember the titles of them all, but they're all really good.
I think I used to make a lot more for recipes when she was part of Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Like when she would publish a lot of those, because she had a whole like segment like in there usually, right? Mm-hmm. All
She
good.
did. Yeah. So
You know
this
what we
was
should
fun.
do?
What?
We should go to the Martha Stewart building
We
in
should.
New York. I've been there. You can't really see anything.
Yeah.
There's a cafe downstairs where you can buy Martha coffee and tea.
You could do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a big list of things that we want to do.
We are. So if you're in New York and you're going to Vogue, you may see us. Say hi.
Please say hi. Yeah.
But don't run up and scare us because that's terrifying. There's a place and a time for that.
But
Anyway,
please do come up and say hello.
yeah, we don't bite.
No. And
Promise.
you will probably be around Primrose booth quite a bit.
I'll be there quite a bit. I don't know how much like I'm gonna be doing. There's quite a few
Yeah.
people who are doing designs there. But yeah, there's that.
Yeah. And I will probably be at the Nice and Knit booth quite a bit on the Saturday.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
The Sunday we're doing New York touristy things. So, but we might still pop in and out. We'll see.
Yeah. So this
So,
was fun.
that
Thank
was
you
fun.
so much for joining us. And I guess we will see you next time,
Whenever that may be.
whenever that may be.
Bye.
Bye.
Plink. Hi, I'm
Hi.
Eric.
Edit reel.
The second part of this will be on Sandy's channel, which is by the lakeside. And we'll have Sandy introduce that part. Or not.
How do I do that now? Do the same thing?
Okay. Just start it.
Coffee.
Yes. It's blowing out. Oh no! It's not working. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it. Even back here. Oh, I don't like it. It's too bright. Oh, what are we gonna do?
Okay. Welcome to part 2 of the Sticks Twine by the Lakeside episode that we are